Coming out, I'm going to go ahead and read an excerpt from a new story. It's probably kind of absurd, so we'll see how it goes. The salesmen from Catacombs Incorporated couldn't solve every ghetto problem. They offered no solutions for gross poverty, quick death, or the weariness that congests heads and chests like a brutal cold. But they did offer one product that could restore blighted North St. Louis neighborhoods: Geb's Magic Red Bricks. Once planted in the earth, those bricks gestated and grew into brand new houses. And whether you want to call it foolish or not, desperate folks won't question a sorely needed miracle. Nobody asked how those salesmen could haul wooden carts heavy with hundreds of bricks, weary muscles straining under cheap suits, halos of sweat adorning bald heads. Nobody asked why only the finest women could buy their wares. Nobody consulted apocryphal books of the Bible or divine explanations from cataclysmic dreams, scattered bones. And so the finest women spent the whole summer commanding their husbands, brothers, uncles, sons, and grandsons to commandeer the remains of vacant lots and condemned houses, slice machetes and hatchets through bramble and boughs of honeysuckle, bang sledgehammers through crumbling walls and cracked foundations, cart off rubble and junk, dump shovels in hard earth, and so Geb's magic red bricks where the land had been braided, salted, turned to soot. Nobody prayed for understanding or reckoned Catacomb Incorporated's proprietary alchemy, but one fact was clear. The finest women grew the finest homes. Yellow-boned Miss Bobby with that good long hair grew a Victorian mini mansion complete with a waterfall in the backyard. And Miss Deborah with the thick thighs and all that mess men like grew a storybook cottage flaunting stained glass windows. And Miss Claudia, with her fashion sense and that practiced smile that could cut you in two, grew a craftsman featuring a fireplace big enough to roast 3 full-grown bars, tail to snout. How folks came from miles around, knelt, and kissed Miss Claudia's steps, gray stone cooling scorched lips. Soon, colorful new houses bloomed throughout the neighborhoods like strange, fresh flowers in a garden of rock, but not everybody marveled. Brutish old bachelors, widowed men, sick and crippled women, and the plain ugly cried foul. God had favorited the beautiful again. Those lonesome, ugly folks couldn't get Catacombs Incorporated salesmen to sling them one stinking brick for all the jewels in the world. And with no grand future in front of them, these 3, 4, 5 times cursed men and women looked behind them, scoured the past, and asked how their day-to-day life got so bad in the first place. Who ruined their homes? Who was to blame? Donovan with a crooked eye blamed redlining and the petty white folks who'd rather watch you starve than call you neighbor. Sour-faced Cynthia blamed it on the devil. She had seen him, plopping down alleys, soiling water fountains, scratching hexes in wet concrete. Lynn with the hand mangled in a factory accident blamed it on physical and spiritual depression. Keep beating folks down bad enough, and they won't know what else to do, she said. But Miss Gale didn't waste time speculating. Petty white folks, the devil himself, and oppression conspired against her neighborhood. True, but it was those goddamn ungrateful orphans who she had taken in so long ago that brought the ruin into her home, tracked it through her hallways like mud. DeAndre used to headbutt holes in the wall, his damn skull thicker than a mastodon's tusk. Tasha ripped fistfuls of copper wires from behind fuse boxes and snacked on them late at night as she considered the moon and wondered if it tasted like aluminum or molten silver. Lloyd hid dead rats under floorboards and in the back of cabinets and pretended he never smelled that sour, mournful stink. Miss Gale, I don't know what you're all about now. It smells like roses to me. And Samuel was a piss pot. He'd saturate quiet places in the basement and attic so everyone knew his boundaries. 20-something years had passed since those badass kids lived with Gale. They had grown up and moved on, but the damage they did remained. Poison mushrooms sprang from the slimy patches of carpet and dank corners where Samuel had sprayed piss. Wires smoked, snarled, and spat sparks in the walls where Tasha had harvested her feast. Fractured support beams bowed and cracked like battered ribs where DeAndre had pounded his cannonball head. And the rats Lloyd had hidden in cabinets and under floorboards dried out and atomized over the years. Mangy fur and organs all fine dust now, fuming through the vents, dread and depression made corporeal, a haze that clings to skin, clogs lungs. But it was worse than all that. Ruptured water pipes swept brown sludge, Fatty lumps bulged under linoleum like lymphoma. The extended belly sagged from warped ceilings. A toxic malice has oozed out of those badass kids and seeped into the flesh of the house. Compromised the structure and mechanics with industrial necrosis. The home Gail had paid for with their youth and the skin off her knuckles came closer to condemnation every day, and there's nobody to blame but those trifling, good-for-nothing, badass kids. She had fed, sheltered, and clothed them, only so they could grow bold enough to leave and look back at her like she was no better than shit on a horseshoe. No wonder their own folks had let them in the streets, and Gail had to wonder, why did she even bother with those badass kids in the first place? How did she ever let them wrong her like that? These questions were horseflies nagging at her neck, gnawing on her sense of self-worth. Understand that Gail wasn't one to play the fool. She carried barbed wisdom close to her breast. She knew you couldn't raise up the dead, turn water into wine, squeeze blood from a stone. She knew you couldn't make nobody love you, give a damn about you, not by the strength of God, not by the strength of your back, not by the strength of whatever the hell it is you want to believe. Miss Sasha with the sculpted arms grew a French chateau boasting high ceilings and handsome wrought iron fences. And Miss Mimi with the sweet plum lips and sizzling tongue grew a colonial farmhouse. Silk curtains framing tall windows in the hallways, constellations of chandeliers swaying above the grand staircase. And Gail couldn't call it, not at all. What did those heifers have that made them so much better than her, so much more deserving? Nobody's asking you to excuse her anger. That damn anger of hers. It was a nasty, self-replenishing thing, thrashing beneath her skin like 100-year fire in a coal seam. But trust and believe that she didn't want much, nothing fancy. She just wanted a house that was warm in the winter, cool in the summer, and big enough for guests if she wanted. She wanted a house she wouldn't be afraid to share, a neat, comfortable home you'd be ashamed to see collapse in on itself, crumble like a clod of dirt. After working odd jobs around the neighborhood for years and cultivating calluses on her hands, feet, and heart, Gail was not a beautiful woman, but she was fit and strong. She could hang drywall, swing an axe, and make a goat stew that would put you to sleep. She survived by her wit, the grit in her blood, the power in her legs. She had no use for fair skin, refined manners, or a thick ass. No, she wasn't fool enough to trust what everybody else called miraculous. But she had seen those brand new houses sprout out of the dirt with her own eyes, and to hell with being one of the finest women, she'd take her fair share of that fat and good fortune, even if she had to skin it off a man's back. And that's all. Thank you.